Oh, a band. I mean, isn't that like a K-pop band or something like that?
18th.
Actually, let me just read it first. I mean, no offense, but I don't really like K-pop to be honest. That's just how I feel on K-pop at least.
September 17th, 2013. 8 days prior to my 17th birthday, GTA 5 gets released to critical acclaim. After what felt like an eternity of waiting, Rockstar Games dropped what is now considered the most profitable video game ever made. Looking back at it now, it is kind of funny how Rockstar has more than doubled the waiting time for newer games. If only we knew how good we had it back then. Which coincidentally brings me to Stephen Ogg. Upon the game's release, Steven, Ned, and Solo instantly became superstars in the gaming industry. Fans would flock over to them on the street. Big crowds would gather to see them at signings. They had some of the most interesting and funny Q&A panels at any event, and it seemed like all three of them loved every minute of it. It seemed like it. Ned Luke enthusiastically embraced his newfound status in the Rockstar Games community, plastering the walls of his office with Rockstar concept art and delving into many of the classic titles. He's now seen as a very opinionated, sometimes divisive, yet overall likable guy. Solo, although he has on a few occasions expressed frustration with how overbearing some GTA fans have been, over time developed a very strong liking for the modding community and now runs his very own 5M server. Stephen Ogg did none of this. He didn't play the games, he didn't care about modding, and he didn't have anything to say about the community. He was always just kind of there. In interviews, he'd completely fabricate behind-the-scenes trivia for his own amusement, and when asked about the character he played, he'd just often say, oh, I don't know, I guess I played a cartoon character. And although he did take the acting very seriously, and even gave one of the best performances of any GTA protagonist to date, post-2013, Stephen Ogg quickly grew bored and wanted to move on. And I think if you pay attention to the way he acted in interviews or just in general whenever GTA came up, it's pretty evident that he's not really that interested. He just kind of was there for the sake of being there. I think he did these kind of events because they paid well and kept his name relevant enough for him to subsequently land acting gigs in shows like The Walking Dead and Better Call Saul. And at one point, Solo even said that Steven did the smart thing by using the spotlight he had on him to boost his acting career, and that Solo in hindsight should have done the same. But then, on the other hand, Solo also stated that this was essentially the only extent to which Steven cared about the character or the game or anything related to either one. It was simply a way for him to boost his career, and yeah, that makes sense. It's a huge game, so it's a good thing for your acting career, but is there any passion beyond that? And according to Solo, no, Steven never really had any of that.
From what I see, Steven is kind of being a how do I say it without saying it so up, man? Steven wants to be recognized as Steven All. He don't want you coming up to him saying Trevor, which is shitty to me. Steven shouldn't be that way. He was nobody before this. He was just a little actor that was, I mean, he was somebody, but he wasn't who he is today. This shit put him on a pedestal so high afterwards. I can't believe that you don't want to be accept the recognition of being Trevor. Trevor is a iconic character, a protagonist. How you not want to acknowledge that when people come up to you and say, "Hey, Trevor, man, you supposed to turn your head and be like, and turn into Trevor. What the f- you on and act it out. Get these people that experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's Steven, man, and I don't want to waste my interview talking about his retard right now, man.
I don't think you should poo-poo anything you've done if it's good. Like you'll hear guys get pissed off because fans call them voice actors. I'm not a voice actor. I'm performance capture. It's performance capture. It's like acting. We're everything we're doing is everything Michael does is me. But call me a voice actor. What the fuck? I don't care. I was 104 hours in the booth. I don't worry about shit like that. It doesn't bug me. Hey, you're Michael, aren't you? You're Franklin, right? We embrace that because you know what? The bottom line is a lot of people don't realize is that the fans, those are the game. The fans are the game.
If you want to see a prime example of a Rockstar Games actor who genuinely cares about the game they acted in and the community surrounding it, then all you need to do is have a look at Jerry Rosenthal.
Boom.
Get the class, fool.
Get in the class.
Now, despite not being much of a gamer, Jerry went through the effort of setting up a live stream and broadcasting himself not only playing the game he was in, but even performing some semi-improvised covers of the soundtrack.
Okay, you match your actual outfit now.
It's true. You look exactly like that.
He still occasionally corresponds with me and other fans to this day, pays attention to any news regarding Bully 2, and encourages fans of Jimmy Hopkins to be kind and open-minded people who stand up against bullying. Because of his solid acting in Bully, he was even nominated for a Spike TV award for Best Performance by a Human Male. And by the way, the competition for that nomination at the time was Seth MacFarlane and Johnny Depp in 2006. This was a golden opportunity for Jerry Rosenthal to climb the acting ladder. That's not to say that he would have made it huge in Hollywood as some A-list actor, but at the very least, as an actor, this was a perfect time and place to move up. And he chose not to. He made a choice not to do that. The very last acting gig Jerry Rosenthal ever did was the character of Jimmy Hopkins in Bully. Instead of doing something that he was no longer interested in, he decided to pursue his passion for music and successfully established himself as a professional musician in New Jersey. I think there's a lot of honesty in Jerry. If he didn't feel like doing an interview, then he'd politely decline. And if a fan asked him to talk about Jimmy Hopkins or Bully, then he'd gladly do so. Simply for the fact that it would put a smile on somebody else's face. I think Jerry is just somebody who cares. He cares about the game, he cares about the character, and he cares about the community. It's been almost 20 years since he acted in Bully, and he remains very grateful and enthusiastic about his place in the gaming industry. At one point, he even sent me a video to upload to my channel, and in this video, he urged Rockstar Games to make Bully 2, not for the sake of having him cast in it. In fact, he specifically stated that it doesn't matter at all if he's involved in the project or not. Rather, he's interested in the game being made for the fans. Steven, on the other hand, more often than not seemed annoyed by frequently being asked GTA-related questions he didn't care about, and most likely would have immediately moved on from hanging around Solo and Ned were it not for the boost it gave his career. Having that said, this next part really bothers me, and this is something that I've been meaning to talk about for a long time, but I've never really found an opportunity to feature this in a video and have it make sense. But I feel like this is something that we should talk about. Even when charging $130 for a brief personalized video, he comes off as uninterested, dismissive, and even irritated when being asked to either talk about Trevor Phillips or anything related to Grand Theft Auto.
Stephen Ogg here. Trevor, I guess? You might know me as the cartoon? Because it's a cartoon and I'm real life, see, flesh. Good old Hugo Montego. He wanted me to give you this message from Trevor, which, of course, I'm not Trevor. My name is Stephen. And I am an actor. So I get it in a sense, and I don't get it in a big sense, too. You know what I'm saying with that? Because as actors, you portray different characters. And it would be literally impossible for me to be a cartoon. I mean, literally impossible for me to be a cartoon. Like, I can't be. And even other characters, right? That's an actor's job. So, I need to get that off my chest. I just sometimes don't understand. I get it and I don't get it, right? But he did want to, Hugo wanted to make sure that you both of yous are careful in Vice City. Vice City, I don't know what that is. I think it's maybe part of the GTA thing. But anyways, it's dangerous out there. Watch out for the cops in Port Gellhorn. Don't understand that reference. And I'll see you out there. Cause I'm a cartoon. Right? And I'll see you out there. Cause none of it's real. Right. Wow. What a fucking world.
So I'm Stephen Ogg. Trevor is a cartoon. So I did portray him.
Jesus Christ. Yo, is this how this video is gonna go tonight? No, seriously, is this how this video is gonna go tonight? This is so cringy. Yo, I had to stop it. You know, you guys know your boy Neusxanity always. When I say this, always finishes the video and then talks. But I gotta stop this. Is this how he acts towards his fans? Okay then. So here's this. Steve Ogg. If you didn't want to play the role in the first place, someone more grateful than you would have done 10 times better. You are lucky your voice is unhearable. Meaning that even if they replace Trevor Phillips, it just wouldn't be Trevor Phillips. And you keep calling it a cartoon. It is not a cartoon. For the last time, people. It is more likely considered an animation than a cartoon. Because a cartoon is for kids. And animation is for all ages and up. Mainly, and particularly catering towards adults. So if this is how he treats fans, I can see why they don't like him. I wouldn't like him either. Now seeing this for the first time ever, yeah, it's all good. You don't need the attention. We'll just give it to Ned and Franklin instead. I hate the fact that I call him Franklin. Okay, correction. We'll just give it to Sean and Ned instead. Like we've always been doing. Ungrateful, bro. Just fucking ungrateful. I'm telling you right now, your boy Neusxanity would never pass up an opportunity to be called a fictional character that you all know me by. That's like my second name. That's my second name at that point, and I would understand perfectly what you're calling me. And I will role play into that character as many times as you people need to, so long as you don't catch me on the street without an actual booking of what you want me to do. Like, I'm sorry. Let's let this fucking video continue. I'm sorry.
Using the magic of motion capture, but I myself could never be a cartoon, ever, because a cartoon is not even real. So that's aside from my book recommendation, that's a second lesson for the day for Alan. But whatever, there you go, and much love to Paramus. Paramus? I like that. I like much love, right? Why don't people just want more of that instead of the silly Trevor cursing shit? It's kind of, you know.
Imagine paying one of your favorite actors $130 for a less than 2-minute long video, and all you end up getting is a passive-aggressive clip of them blathering about something totally unrelated to what you pay them to talk about. On one hand, I can understand Steven wanting people to focus more on his other acting gigs, and I do kinda know what it feels like to be asked the same questions over and over again, year after year, like eventually it's gonna get a bit old. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna charge people $130 for you to speak into your phone for 120 seconds, then maybe you should at least be nice about it. There's also a level of condescension in some of these videos that rubs the Rockstar Games community the wrong way. I think Stephen Ogg's reputation would have been way better than it is right now had he just been honest and open about his feelings from the start. Maybe making some kind of announcement along the lines of, I appreciate all the opportunities I've been given and I'm glad you enjoyed my performance, but if I'm going to be fully transparent about the whole thing, then I should let you know that I don't really care about video games. I'm an actor, not a gamer. I take my acting very seriously, and I really want you to also recognize me for my other roles. So please, consider checking them out if you enjoyed what I did in GTA 5. Thanks. You would still ruffle some feathers by making that kind of statement, but at the end of the day, I mean, are people really going to hold that against you for all time? You know, you're not a gamer, you're not interested in video games. Okay, that's fine. Big whoop. Getting upset at someone who more than likely used up a decent chunk of their paycheck from working a 9 to 5 just so they could pay you to talk to them for less than 2 minutes kinda makes you look entitled and ungrateful in my opinion. And unlike Roger Clark or Jerry Rosenthal, Steven never uses his platform to promote anything other than, well, Stephen Ogg. Roger Clark has spoken out in support of various marginalized groups, and Jerry Rosenthal condemns bullying. That sort of thing. If you have a platform and you have all these people looking at you and listening carefully to what you have to say, then is that not a prime opportunity to espouse something positive? Said I, as I'm ranting about Stephen Ogg. I'm kidding, okay? So, like, eventually I am gonna get to a somewhat of a positive note. We'll get there. And just to be clear, there is nothing wrong with getting paid or making moves in the industry. But when that's all you express giving a shit about, then yeah, people are gonna notice. Furthermore, if you don't want to make videos on your phone where you talk about Trevor Phillips or Grand Theft Auto, then here's a piece of advice. Maybe and this is just me, but maybe you should not have your Cameo page say, fans can't get enough of his iconic roles as Trevor Phillips in GTA 5. Fans love seeing Ogg channel his wild and unhinged characters. And Ogg is always happy to oblige. Steven, you're obviously not f***ing happy to always oblige. If you don't want to do it, then just say you don't want to do it. It's that simple. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. This is totally optional. Now, to be fair, this text was generated by an AI, but I should also mention that users on Cameo do have the ability to change the description on their pages. So if you don't want to make videos where you talk about Rockstar Games or GTA, then you could simply make that clarification on your page. At the very least, if somebody pays you for a Trevor video and you don't feel like doing it, then you could easily just cancel the order, give the person who paid you a refund and tell them, hey, first off, thank you for your request and support. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this one a pass. I'm grateful for you wanting me to do a Trevor video, but I'm not comfortable doing that anymore. Best wishes, Stephen Ogg. Again, you might get some flack for that, but I mean, ultimately, what ammunition would people have to use against you? Nothing. You politely declined, you gave the person their money back, and you were honest about the whole thing. Steven, if I somehow found myself in the same location as you just by pure happenstance, I would not approach you. I would not want to talk to you. Simply for the fact that I would not want to risk having my day ruined by having you speak to me the same way you've spoken to some of your fans in the past. If I saw Ned or Solo, then I'd smile, greet them, and try to think of a good question to ask. If I met Ned Luke, I would, first and foremost, I would apologize apologized to him for calling him a boomer in one of my videos. From what I've heard, he did not enjoy being called a boomer in my video. He really did not like me doing that. By the way, on the off chance you see this video, Ned, I do apologize. It was a joke. You're cool, all right? I'm more of a boomer than most people are, and I'm 27. I have no excuse. I think if I met Solo, I'd ask him about his music, specifically if he plans on collabing with Young Melee, because I think, of course, that would be like the go-to thing for a GTA kind of actor collab, but it would be kind of cool. They're both very talented dudes, so I'd like to see that. But as for seeing Steven Ogg in the same location, I think I'd just quickly glance at him, recognize him, and then think to myself, oh wow, Steven Ogg, and then I just leave. Over time, I think more and more of us have gradually realized that the nonchalant and occasionally dismissive attitude Steven Ogg displayed in interviews and at panels was not an act. He really did not want to be there.
Give us some cool stuff like that Trevor did.
We got a heavy, in-depth interview going here, as you can tell. Can I what?
Can you...
What?
Like...
What?
Can you do us? That's awesome.
There we go. See how easy it is? I just have to be rude.
Yeah.
And that is not to say that he hated every waking moment of it. I'm sure he occasionally at least found something fun every once in a while. I think this moment right here might have actually been the peak of Steven Ogg's enjoyment at these events.
Go f*** yourself!
He knew Trevor was a fan favorite, and he most likely understood how much he, Steven Ogg, not Trevor Phillips, Steven the real-life human being, meant to millions of fans. It is kind of sad to see somebody so talented and well-liked becoming all the more bitter, entitled, and isolated. Solo and Ned frequently hang out and collaborate to this day. Steven, on the other hand, is out of the picture. The reason Solo and Ned hang out so frequently even to this day is not just for monetary gain, although I don't think it hurts, but it's primarily for the sake of the fans, to have something fun for people to engage with. I think the lesson Steven failed to learn is the fact that in the long run, it does actually help to maintain a good public image, and you do learn a lot from it. You learn how to deal with the stress that comes along with the fame, you learn how to make people smile, and you learn just how valuable a friendship can be.
That's my bro right there. That's my brother. We talk all the time. We talk 3 times a week for an hour on the phone. We love each other so much. It's been great.
And then, you know, for me coming from the hood and I'm coming to, you know, for me coming from the neighborhoods and stuff and I'm coming to the set.
It seems like the more time passes, the more Steven Ogg reveals himself to want nothing at all to do with his character outside of capitalizing on it. You don't have to fake happiness, but you shouldn't take your indignation out on those who support you the most. The more you do this, the more damage you end up inflicting on your own name. The reason people refer to you as Trevor is because it's a joke, okay? It's a joke. The character is modeled and animated after you. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like, they don't think you're a cartoon. They do recognize that you're a human being with human qualities and you should be treated as such. All they're saying is, oh, Trevor, because that's the character you played. Can you chill out?
I think that he resents being recognized as Trevor instead of as Simon or the guy from Westworld. If someone comes up to me and says, Michael, I'm like, I am. Let's go, get your phone out. Let's take a picture. The reason why I have what I have is because I'm Michael.
Let me ask you this, audience. Are you ready? Are you ready for the aforementioned positivity? You know, the positive thing that I was eventually going to get to in this video. Are you ready? Well, you better be. If not, you'll f***ing die. Steven, here's the thing. You still, believe it or not, you still have plenty of people who adore you. You have plenty of people who respect you, both as an actor and as a human being. So it is absolutely not too late to remedy your crumbling reputation and win back fans. Whether it's a YouTuber like me or an actor like Solo, we've all had our bad moments. I've lashed out at people, Solo has lashed out at people. But when we take a moment to just chill out and think everything through, we gain an understanding and learn not to make the same mistakes again. None of us are perfect, and I don't think that all of this should be held against you ad infinitum. You're a person. People make mistakes. People do things they should not do. People act out. That's fine. I just wish you'd take a step back, reflect on how you've treated others, and make a sincere attempt at learning from it. It's been over a decade since the release of GTA 5, and you remain a popular figure in the Rockstar Games fandom. Don't take that for granted. The trajectory you're on will leave you either surrounded by equally bitter people or completely alone. I think what Stephen Ogg wants deep down inside is to be respected and recognized for his talent and skill and dedication to the art of acting. And that I can understand. What I don't understand is why you charge $130 just to be a dick. And make no bones about it, you don't have to pretend to like video games or be into video games or anything like that, or even play them. The only thing that I'm asking of you, and the only thing that the community is asking of you, is to lay off the attitude and stop being so condescending. Steven, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not getting a whole lot of satisfaction out of making this video. The reason I'm criticizing your behavior is not because I want to add fuel to the fire. I don't. It's because I can't in good conscience cover all of this without saying what I feel needs to be said. Just to kind of quote Picard for a second, a lie of omission is still a lie, and I don't feel comfortable sitting here lying to my audience. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be blunt and honest because I've always been, and that's what people enjoy about my videos. Well, I guess occasionally they hate the honesty because it actually leads to a pretty occasionally unpopular opinion, but hey, whatever. It's crazy how Stephen Ogg went from being one of the most adored Rockstar Games actors to slowly becoming currently the most reviled GTA cast member ever. Being a good actor requires a lot of focus, a good memory, and the ability to see yourself from other people's point of view. You do have all of those qualities, so I know for a fact that you are capable of introspection. I don't want you to bow your head in shame or anything, nor do I want you to feel bad from watching this video. What I want you to do is learn from this and start treating your fans better than you do right now. Being talented is what got you noticed, but being a positive influence on people is what makes them remember you. Regardless of how you've acted over the years, I still wish you the best, and I hope you learn from this. Take care, Steven. Hey, audience, did you know that there exists a Rockstar Games movie? Yes. See for yourself. See? Anyway, if you want to check that out, you can find a link to it.
Look, if that is Steve Ogg being who Steve Ogg is, I mean, I'm not the type of guy that's forgiving. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. At first, I was gonna lie to myself and say I'm a very forgiving person, but in reality, I'm really not. Even in my adult years, I am not a very forgiving person. I just can't do it. Content creators or regular people, I can't do that. Depending on what you did, it's fucked up. But however, Steve Ogg is just annoyed of being Trevor Phillips. That's it. And I can understand that, but if $130 has been given to you, you should really go with the request. Out of respect for the customer, you need to go with the request, or just, as this guy had said, refund them. But if you don't want to do that, then why have a, what is it called, Camaro or Cameo? Just take the account down at that point, because you clearly don't want to be Trevor Phillips. And if you don't want to be Trevor Phillips, no one really cares. Everyone's really focused on Ned and Sean anyway. Like, Ned and Sean are the only ones who really matter. What you did, I don't think you're gonna get redeemed for it. Honestly, on me, to be real with you guys, someone like him can't be redeemed. If you're an actor doing this type of shit and you're getting irritated from your roles that you're paid to play, you just might as well not really act. Because one day he's going to get annoyed of being Simon, right? From Walking Dead. So when he gets annoyed of being Simon, and people are going to be like, Hey, play Simon for me. Play Simon. Simon. They're gonna call him out like that. So you're still losing either way. So was there a point behind getting angry at the fans? Because if it wasn't GTA, you're gonna get angry at the Walking Dead fans too. There's just no way around it. Like, how are you gonna tell everyone that you're not gonna be angry about that? No, you're going to be very fucking angry. I believe that with a very, very, honest to God, when I say this, a very good answer that says you will be angry when you're around all these fans calling you Simon, 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 do this for me, Simon, Simon, I need you to do this. Simon, do the Walking Dead thing. Like, no, you're gonna get angry. You're gonna get angry at everyone. If it's the GTA 5 fans, it's the Walking Dead fans as well. Look, guys, if you're giving or have been given an opportunity to be famous and you become an actor, and if you make a Cameo account, do not get angry at them for paying you to be the character that they want you to roleplay as. If that is hard, why bother being an actor? What was the whole point in your existence? But hey, I digress, right? I guess you can get angry at your fans and be passive aggressive, be disrespectful to them. Guess that's the way to go, huh? Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Hi, I'm Lucy Christian. I am the voice of Ochako Uraraka, and you should subscribe to Neusxanity's channel. Peace out!